Folks, August the 14th, it's Monday night. We're back on the air. Well, maybe we were already on the air today. Late Night on Campus coming to you live, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We host Donnie right there, my partner in crime, Jeff Nadu, the big man on campus. Jeff, right in the middle of a power-packed sweatshop right now. Atlanta Braves, man on second, 2 out. Big man, you're on money line first 5. Can we get it done for you? Can we get a little bit of mojo? I'll run and go get the candle. Hold on, let me get the candle for you. Take over.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get a little mojo here. I'm not sure that we will, but hey, we got Ender Inciarte, who is probably the second best hitter for the Braves, other than Freddie Freeman. So hoping for a little miracle here. I think you might be too late, Donnie. I think we already lost. So thanks.
No fuel.
Wow, how
we
unlucky!
need fuel.
How unlucky is that?
We got it.
All right, let's get this win here. But keep me posted there. Ender Inciarte up, the best hitter other than Freeman. So I guess
we got it.
What?
We got the candle going, Jeff. We are in good shape right now. I got you, brother.
Donnie, this is my 6th show today.
You're a marathon over there, brother.
Yes, I feel like I've been on the air a lot today. I feel like Howard Stern or something. But what better way to finish out the Monday night but to do
Jeff, I got you.
What do we got, Donnie?
It's 1 and 2 count. Bettis is walk around the back of the mound. You can't fight charity, Jeff. You can't fight it. Come on.
I don't feel good about it.
Come on. I feel good for you, man.
Chris Edge is in here. Welcome. Robinson, Michael, everyone in here. Welcome. We appreciate you. Tell your friends. Matt's in here. Everyone. We're rooting on a game. Once we do that, we'll break through to the what's going on tonight.
Okay. Toronto closed it out, Jeff. We have a little miracle parlay on the side. Game 1 down the hatch already, brother. Game 1 down the hatch.
I told you Toronto was a play tonight. Win, winner, chicken dinner. They get the job done here as small underdogs. Mets first 5 came in. Yankees are winning, so it's a beautiful thing for me tonight. Atlanta, hopefully we can get a win, but we could get a push or we could lose. So a lot to do in this game, Donnie. Let's get into what happened today.
Hang it on, man. I got the candle for you. Go ahead, man. I'm going to hold the candle. You can get into it. I got you right here.
Tonight, interesting show. We'll break down baseball. We'll talk about the NFL, what's going on there. Talk more about some things in the world going on. We'll get into all of it tonight. Lightning bets, Donnie, are cool. Never knew about that type of bet. Yeah, Chris, I was the one that told you about that. Lightning bets do not work. They only work really in football. They're best to work in football because in baseball, you don't have a spread. Ashamusu. No, we're not going to get it on the air, but we'll watch it for sure, where Marvin Begley would go. And Donnie, you and I bet Duke to win the NCAA title today in hopes that Marvin Begley will go to Duke. So we're really, really hoping that he goes to Duke. So we're excited about that. Lots of scoring opportunities in Tampa Bay, Toronto. None happened. Yeah, I saw Toronto had an opportunity to score some runs there in the 9th. Weren't able to do it. What are lightning bets? All right, this is the last time I'm going to explain lightning bets. A lightning bet is usually used for football. Let's say
nice catch by Parrot, Jeff. God damn it.
Of course, another nice catch. I mean, the Braves are brutal, man. I mean, again. What are you going to do? Hopefully they can get out of the 3 and I get a push and I'll never bet on these losers again. As far as the lightning bet, I just want to confirm what that is again. Let's say you have a football game. The Eagles are laying -6. You call your bookie, you want to bet on the Eagles. You could do a lightning bet. You could say $100 -6. So let's say the Eagles cover by 12. You win 600. You win for every 100 you bet or 1,000 you bet or whatever you set it at, for every point above the spread, you win that amount. Now, let's say they only win by 2, you would lose 400. So it could get really ugly if you do totals and let's say you have a 44-point total and they only score 32, you're losing 1,200 there. So it can get really interesting. But if you have a game that you think is going to be an absolute blowout winner, you can make a ton of money. Let's say, Donnie, you have a 7-point spread and they win by 38. You're going to win, $3,300, or $33,000, whatever. So it can get fun, Donnie.
The lightning round. Yeah, no, I hear you on that. You couldn't pick up that Atlanta game, but a lot of stuff going on. I just tweeted out there, Jeff. I'm on the wrong side of some line movement here. had to put that Oakland play out a little bit earlier than you want to. Obviously, when you have clients, you got to put a play out that you like and see what happens there. But it looks like some late line movement now, making Kansas City a slight favorite in that 110 range when I'm on Oakland minus 119. Not a great sign, but then again, Jeff, doesn't mean a damn thing unless you win, or obviously the winner or the loss of the game. So we'll see what happens on that one there.
Yeah, Kyle Hamburg's talking about he's happy that we took Duke. Yeah, look, I mean, if they could get Marvin Bagley, I mean, there will be the best team in the country, if you ask me. They got Trey Jones committing, Wendell Carter. I mean, they just have so many potent players coming in. And, you know, you look at almost what they're going to have coming back. I mean, Grayson Allen, Marcus Bolden, Trayvon Duval, who's, to me, the best guard in this draft. Gary Trent. I mean, they have just so many options. If they could somehow land, Marvin Bagley III, who is probably the best player in this draft if he reclassifies, that's huge, Donnie. So we're looking forward to that. Donnie, let's get into what happened in baseball today.
Yeah, baseball today finished up the early game on the slate, Jeff. 6 p.m. or actually, excuse me, 6:10 Eastern time was Bauer and Pfister on the mound. Some late line movement there, pushing into a favorite, Cleveland. That money was right on that one, Jeff. 7-3 final. Encarnacion with 2 home runs in that one. How about the young kid, Devers, again, Jeff, for Boston? I believe he had two solo shots tonight.
He did, but Encarnacion had 2 also. And Bauer wins another one. Bauer pitching pretty well lately. Pfister wasn't that good. And this ended up being a pretty high-scoring game. You had to figure it would. I didn't have much in this game, but
looks like, yeah, like nice. 9.5 was the total. Yeah.
Nice job here.
One in that. I mean, just looking at the early game, you know me, a couple weeks back, I actually had almost an identical pitching matchup, Jeff, except it was Clevenger instead of Bauer. Pfister was amazing. Then he got beat up around a little bit, which, again, as expected. You don't expect him to go out and dominate, especially a decent hitting lineup like the Cleveland Indians. Top of the ninth, 4-2. The Yankees with a nice comeback here, down 2-0 in that game. Claw, scratch, and fight back. Huge series for the Bronx Bombers here. Closes a monster favorite, minus 186. So some people looks like they're happy right now, as it would be on the run line. We'll see how that one ends up.
Yeah, the play here was money line. If you like the Mets, you should have took it first 5 money line. You want to stay away from that bullpen for the Yankees. Clearly, the big advantage here. Couple big home runs. Aaron Hicks right before we went on the air. Aaron Judge had a home run. Gary Sanchez had a home run just recently. So a big, a lot of solo shots tonight. But I had the first 5 here. I'll take it, and that's it. So we'll take a shot, 4-2. Yankees win, and we win the bet.
Yeah, a lot of people just chiming in, Jeff, on that Toronto game. I mean, we called it a little bit earlier today, this morning. It's one of those games you want to watch out. I mean, come on, Tepesh is on the mound. Line looks a little bit fluky in that situation. I didn't take it as a personal play, or excuse me, as a client play, but as you know, we did scramble around on a couple things off the air, and that was one of those wagers which came in nicely there. But a nice outing by Tepesh, nice outing overall by the Toronto pitching staff to pull that win out 2-1 over Tampa Bay. And Jeff, man, ice, baby, huh?
Say that again, Donnie. You cut out.
That's ice, baby there, right? I mean, last couple weeks, nothing out of them.
Oh, the Rays, yeah. No, they're really struggling right now. I actually saw Dick Vitale tweeted. I think over the last 10 games, they're hitting like 170, 180. Yeah, they're really struggling right now. And really, they were kind of hanging there with the wild card, but they're since out.
Oh, interesting one there. We'll see what Toronto does for us. I don't expect much out of them. I was actually rooting for Tampa Bay. I mean, still muddled in that big madness mess that's going to be going for that wild card number 2. So I always root for the little engine that could, so to speak. Miami, Jeff, clear winner here. Line movement from minus 131 all the way up to 160 at game time. Connolly and the Fish dominate San Francisco 8-3. Stanton leaves the yard again. The chase for 50 is on. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I like the over in this game. It ended up coming in. Stanton hit another home run, which is huge. San Francisco did enough. 3 runs was just what we needed out of them. They had a 3-run third. A block got crushed. Over was the play here. Came in.
Yeah. Just watching this Atlanta game as it cruised down, Jeff. You got 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 5th, with Charlie Blackmon up, who struck out already twice. So, I mean, Teheran gave you everything you needed. But a nice defensive play by the Colorado Rockies, DJ LeMahieu kept the run off the board, and a supremely boneheaded play, Jeff, which I think we're going to prelude into this. You have a phone call that you'd like to get on the air about this Atlanta Braves play, correct?
Yeah, we had a caller call in about this. It actually made a lot of sense, and it's really kind of the annoying part.
Might as well have been me. Might as well have been me. Yep.
Right. It's kind of the annoying part about this game because could have ended up me hitting a bet, but a call here, which is really good.
Put it on.
Now have two of the stupidest plays of the year. If you're the leadoff guy in the first inning of a game and you hit a triple, why did you try to stretch that out to a home run? Why? There's three. I mean, I can see if it's late in the game, where there's 2 outs, and you want to try to stretch it. But you're the leadoff guy in the first inning. You're going to score sitting on third. Well, probably an 80%. You're going to score. You know what you're not going to do? Hit it inside the park home run. That is just stupid.
He's totally right. I mean, you have a runner on third, nobody out, but you had to be greedy in the Ender Inciarte and try to score for what? I mean, but then again, does it surprise you? Because Ron Washington is your third base coach. So, he was probably high on crack. That was probably what happened there. So, again, idiotic move.
But it's time, it's place, and I guess that's what you get. When you bet an underdog team who's technically out of the playoff position, have some fun, quote unquote, and boy, it'd be really cool if you got an inside the park home run. But you have to look at time, inning, what's going on, how many outs you have. 2 outs, Freddie Freeman does it and you're trying to score him. I understand. Out in the leadoff hitter, the very next play, they're not going to have at Coors Field, Jeff, an inning. I apologize for that. What's the word I'm looking for? A brought in infield with nobody out in the first inning at Coors. A simple ground ball to shortstop by Phillips would have scored the run very easily. And you would have been off to the races. You get that 1-0 lead. You never know where it's going to lead up. And again, you go through 5 innings here, Jeff. The Rockies only have 3 hits in this one. Teheran's been good. That would have been enough to get you that first 5-inning winner. And that's the ones that hurt, that come back to bite you like that.
Yeah, and it ended up coming back to bite me because now, you look at the 5th inning, it's scoreless, nothing. And we're going to get a push instead of a win. It's pretty irritating. I mean, really irritating because, when you give out plays, it doesn't really matter what happened. It's did you win or did you lose? And, when you have games like I've had recently where I've had 3 or 4 losers that have just been brutal. I mean, Saturday with the Twins and last week with the Rockies and then tonight. I mean, all you have to do is just stop a third, any play. I mean, you have 2 chances to get the run in, and he can't do it.
3 chances.
Really irritating. And the next player comes up, grounds out, and that was it. Amazing.
Yeah, and then even behind the next player grounds out, which would have scored the run. And even if they were playing infield and it didn't, Freddie Freeman comes up, he singles to right field. So that run was coming home one way or another if you just didn't have a bonehead waving you around, getting pegged at the plate. And quite honestly, I mean, it wasn't really a bang-bang play at the plate, Jeff. I mean, he was clearly out. So it wasn't like, oh, my goodness, what a unbelievable throw and a tag to put down. It was just a ridiculous play, and that's Major League Baseball. We talk about it all the time. You can't cap stupid, and that was stupid there. So,
no, it totally was. You're 100% right.
Yep, going down some of the other scores here, Jeff. Arizona and Houston 0-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Yankees just closed out and won 4-2. Seattle and Baltimore, top of the first, a 1-0 lead here, Jeff, for Baltimore early. I know I didn't give that out as a play overall. I know you have a team total, I believe, in this one, but one of those long shot parlays, Baltimore is also tied into that. Kansas City and Oakland, Jeff, 1-0 in the top of the first inning. So we do have some scores coming in right away. Obviously, Atlanta, Colorado, just like everybody thought, through 5 innings, no runs at all.
Yeah, really nice start here in Baltimore. 1-0, Tim Beckham, leadoff home run. I am sitting on a team total over here in this game, so hopefully the runs continue here. But, look, if we can get the second play, it's a winning night. So we'll see what happens. Kansas City, they're up 1-0. You mentioned you were on the wrong side of some movement there. Look, I mean, I don't think sharps are betting on Junis tonight, or public is betting on Junis. That was sharp money, whatever money it is. But look, Eric Hosmer is a really good player. Really good player. The kid just scores. I mean, he scores runs. He's a good batter. I mean, it's just everything he does is good, Donnie. I love this kid, Eric Hosmer.
Yeah, no, Simeon should actually had that play at shortstop there. It was a rocket to shortstop, but all he had to do was get his body in front of it and lets it go underneath him. That run was not coming in from third base, and the very next player grounds into a double play. So they could have gotten out of that. But again, 1-0 Kansas City. It's going to be a long night out there in Oakland. I'm on the Oakland A's on the wrong side of some line movement there, so we'll see what happens. I was on the right side of some really nice line movement in Atlanta. You can't win those battles, but again, steam is 50-50 at best when it moves that late, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of time. It's only the first inning. Oakland hasn't even hit yet. Where are we going here? The Braves probably couldn't get him home with no outs anyway. Actually, they had a ground out. That would have got him in. Freeman had a single. That would have got him in. So they had plenty of options. Had to check in with you. What a day yesterday was. Catched on a nice ticket. Love August baseball. Well, good for you. You're probably the only one that likes August baseball.
Me, honestly, we all love it, Jeff.
But even if you like August baseball, why would you admit to liking it? I mean, who likes August baseball? I don't think even baseball players like August baseball. I seen you're showing Sixers boys some love, getting them a game on Christmas. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it, Donnie?
Yeah, about time. I mean, hey, at least it's finally one of those seasons where we're not actively rooting for the Sixers to lose every game or actively rooting for 3.5 quarters and hoping they just tank the fourth quarter and take a loss. So an interesting movement, so to speak, for the Sixer fans where we can actually watch a game and root them on the entire way through, the entire season through. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, going to be fun. But overall, short night in baseball. Some of the guys aren't in tonight. I know the Dodgers get back on tomorrow, and they got a big series against the White Sox, Donnie. How do you think that series is going to go?
Oh, my God. I don't know. I mean, the way that series should go is probably like the White Sox will end up sweeping the Dodgers or something ridiculous. Actually, I'm glad you said that. So you got the early line movement or early lines on that Chicago. Let's see. Gonzalez and Wood. Yeah, cheap, Jeff. 340 tomorrow night we'll open up at.
Yeah, this series price is like minus 300. So, big man, Juve killed a parlay I had. Would have cashed. Yeah, I mean, Juve, you shouldn't have bet them. I mean, it was a cup game. Cup games don't mean anything. Talking about tomorrow. We'll talk about tomorrow. We got.
I just wanted to see that whole. I just wanted to see what that ridiculous line was going to be at. So, and 1-0 now, Jeff. Arizona over Houston. We'll see if that one again and that miracle parlay that we have. It's another piece to the puzzle there. We'll see if we can tack on that one as well.
We have like 5 games in that parlay, but we'll see how it goes.
Exactly. All 1-0 leads. I mean, a lot can change. Obviously, we know that, so we'll see.
I'm sure Atlanta will lose 2-0 or something, and we'll get or they'll lose some ridiculous way. I don't know, but they can't seem to score. Chad Bettis is just cruising, of course. How about if you had the over in this one? I mean, you're pretty much.
Oh my goodness, yeah, good night. What was it? 12 to go off it, or 11.5, something like that, something ridiculous.
You're not looking too good at this one. So, what did Ronaldo do to get suspended? He pushed a ref. You saw that, Donnie, on SportsCenter, right?
Yep, can't do that, man. That's the number one no.
It was really funny though, because he scored a goal and then he went down in the box and probably should have been called as a penalty. And he just gets up and pushes the ref. Not hard, but he just pushes him. It's pretty funny.
Jeff, when you get a red card, you have to sit the next game out automatically. Is that right?
No, that's only in like the World Cup and things like that.
Gotcha.
In league week to week, they don't do that.
By the way, that's a terrible rule. If you get like 2 yellow cards, like in back-to-back games, you got to sit the next game. I mean, who made that up? By the way, that's awful.
Yeah, not me. I didn't make it up. He barely pushed a ref. It doesn't matter. You can't push a ref. That's every sport.
Because you're opening Pandora's box if you just hey, well, he only pushed him a little bit. Then what?
So Lionel Messi did it 2 years ago. It was the same exact situation, and he didn't get any suspension. So weird. I love August and September baseball lines. They're soft. Look, I don't really bet baseball in September, so I'm sure you guys will enjoy that. Cardinals, Red Sox.
Shout out to everybody on the chat box there. Yeah, good stuff. Go ahead.
Cardinal, Red Sox under 10 tomorrow. Says a new listener. It looks like Eddie Vasco. Haven't seen him in here before. What do we got? Cardinals, Red Sox. He says we have Porcello and Leak. We'll look at that tomorrow. Sure. Donnie, any call early on the card tomorrow? Have you looked at that at all?
I haven't looked at anything. The only thing I scrolled down to see was when you were talking about that series with the White Sox. Obviously, you have one of the worst versus, the absolute best. I just wanted to see what they kicked off at a cheap, 360 at Bet Online it opened at. So, yeah, you're getting some really good value there, huh?
Well, yeah, no, you're right. And you look at some of these other games. I mean, again, for us, it's all about the line. So we'll wait till tomorrow for sure.
It's early too, because when they open up, I don't like to look at opening lines and where they move in like the first couple of minutes. I like to get a few, get a feel, and then you'll see some lineups come out to see what you like in that situation. But I just thought that was kind of fun. It's getting to the norm. Usually you would see like maybe what's the word I'm looking for? Once a year Scherzer versus some tomato can gets up to 320. The Dodgers are damn near like 330 every other game, it seems like.
How about this, Donnie? Baumgartner opens 135. It's down to 124. How about that? A little false flag action.
I mean, Baum was good last game out, Jeff. Straley, you never know what you're going to get out of that. You probably get a full go lineup from San Francisco tomorrow, one would think, right?
Yeah. No, you would, sure.
Yeah.
Are you going to get called in to do the morning show again tomorrow? I don't know. Not sure.
You never know. You never know. We never
Donnie,
know.
not for nothing. This is how it works at SBR Forum. I woke up at – what time did I wake up today? I woke up at 9:56, I think. I get a call from Matt. Hey, if you need to do the show, can we get you to do the show for Peter? I said, well, I haven't really looked at the games, but, let me see if I can get Donnie to do it. And they hit you up, you were in. So it's really – and they said, look, at 10:25, Peter might be here. So we're either going to need you or not. So
I didn't even see that one. Yeah, it was what, 10:10, 10:11.
Yeah.
I'm down here in some shorts and a wife beater, just waking up, trying to get my mind right. And hey, guys, you want to get on there? I'm like, you know what? When I made it by 10:28, popped on the air, and we got after it. So that's the way it is. We're ready without any, anything. We're ready to go.
Donnie, give BMOC an energy drink. He looks tired. Yeah, dude, I am. I've done a lot of shows.
Long day for the big man, huh?
Any of you guys, you think it's easy to get on here and do shows? It takes a lot. Hey, great show as always. Filling in for the Odds Couple. For the NFL, does the revenge factor play a big role in picking a side? No, not really.
I do actually like when the NFL, I don't know about revenge factor, but it's hard to beat a team in your division twice in the same season. So if you want to look at something like that, I do lend a little bit of credence to that just because of how hard it is to do.
But I mean, some of the –
I should say.
It's really situational. Matthew with the creepy comment of the night. Donnie, would your wife ever make an appearance on the show? No.
No, and if you notice me, Jeff, throughout the years, I mean, we've had, people out there know me. I try to be not confrontational, not, for anybody or mess with anybody's so-called livelihood. But if you've noticed, I have over 52,000 tweets, but you'll never see my wife or my daughter or a family member or anything. It's me. It's my cigars. It's gambling because – you never know who's out there who sees something. It would be great. I would love to be, hey, look, everybody, here's my wife. But there are some people out there that just use that as ammunition. So I've always tried to keep my personal life and my gambling and it's me. It's me. I mean, going to Costa Rica, you see me tweeting, me and Jeff at the Phillies games. All about me. You want to make fun of me, that's fine. But I always have left, family and whatever out of it.
That's one of my long-standing regrets in this business, giving out my name, my full
name.
And
you try to be fun. You try to have fun with it, and
I never thought that people out there would actually involve. Unfortunately, my sister's 2 years younger than me, Donnie. Beautiful girl, doing a lot of things in her life. She doesn't deserve to be made. That's not. She doesn't ask for that. So it's like I wish I would have been a little bit more private. But if you went on my Facebook, you'd never know I was in this business. So I really don't put it out there. I know Donnie doesn't really either.
And it's the same thing, Jeff. I mean, Jeff feels the same way I do. I mean, you can say whatever. Me and Jeff grew up, Northeastern corridor. We just grew up in locker rooms and busting each other's stones. And I don't mind if you bust my stones. I don't care if I lost or if I won. But it sort of hurts when somebody comes, I have a 5-year-old daughter or my wife, and next there's a Twitter account or somebody saying some lewd comments. I mean, that hits home. I can take a lot. So can Jeff. I mean, you've seen him out here and what we do. It's just a personal preference. That's all.
Yeah, you see me, I get tons of shit. But, when you're talking about me, it's like I don't care, But when you talking about my mother, my sister, whatever, big man's getting practice for the 24-hour stream. That's a good point, Armin. Good, very good point. Where are we going?
And by the way, Jeff, going down the coast, there's going to be a time here in the fall sometime where it's going to be like, hey, Donnie Jeff, when are you doing your next show? And we're just going to appear in the green room or in that front office at SBR doing a show together. So get ready for that sometime in the fall as well. Somebody asked any new football shows that are going to be coming up. Yes, Jeff is going to be absolutely prominent on Saturdays. And he said, well, Donnie, you're getting left out. I will be absolutely prominent on Sundays. We're going to be here. We're going to be in charge. We're not going to divulge the exact details there, but also, we're going to be busy in football season.
Don't forget, we will also be prominent Sunday nights on SBR.
Sunday night. And me and the big man will be in effect Sunday night to yell, scream, cry, get drunk, and then preview the night game, Jeff.
Right. Well, I won't be drunk, but I agreed. I'm enjoying the big three. Any of you guys? I've watched it. I have a future on it, so I am interested. My team is in the playoffs, so I'm looking forward to that. So yes, I've watched it a little bit. Any thoughts on fading the Bucks for the rest of the preseason? We don't bet the preseason, brother. Me and Donnie, neither of us do. I got involved with it over the weekend in one game. I just had a kind of an angle I looked at, but I don't really bet much of the preseason. I know Donnie does neither. Where else are we going here? Jeff, are you doing podcasts this far? Is that done? I'm so busy with SBR. It's kind of just been SBR. But for anyone that doesn't know what he's talking about, Donnie, that's how I got my start. I had a podcast they did every week. We'll see.
I did not know that. I didn't know that.
You were on plenty of times. Who bets preseasons is Big Will? Good point. Not many.
Yes, Big Will. Good point, Will. Love you, Will.
Haven't made a bet since Costa
Rica.
Now,
hold on. We're gonna.
Did you see that?
Hey, there you go. Dry out over there. Yeah, that's impressive. I saw a big tweet about today. If he has a cigarette and tweets, it goes mayhem goes. So.
Yeah, he tweets some weird shit, I gotta say. You have an odd mind, Big Sam.
That's him. Yeah, that's big. True.
You definitely have an imagination. I'll give you that.
He's probably got his sunglasses on right now while he's typing and chiming in here.
Big man, you don't
drink.
By the way, I was going to 8,000 time. I don't drink. No, I don't.
I was going to get back to preseason, right? For like preseason gambling, and again, you see me joke around. Hey, I've seen guys win at roulette, Jeff. I've seen guys win in the slot machine. Is there outside of the coach did really well for like the past 3 years, which Jeff, we'll get back to the point. Yo, man, Doug Peterson was 4-0 last year. Eagles are a lock versus the Packers. I mean, come on, right, Jeff? What happened in that game? But outside of that, like saying, Pete Carroll dominates. Help me out, Jeff, because we have this talk all the time. We like to bust on people that do preseason. When we're gamblers, Jeff, when me and you get together and we break down a college basketball game, we usually know who's playing, right? We know the coaches, we know the home gyms, and they're going to be getting after it. When we bet a regular season college football game, we know who's playing, we know who's expected to play. When you bet a preseason NFL game and your money is riding on how long you think somebody might play, might go, not going to play, how they feel about it, going for two late in the game because they don't want to get to overtime and we just want to practice it. We want to go for instead of punting at midfield on 4th and 8, we're just going to do some gimmick play to practice it. Honestly, I'm not being facetious here. Like, how do you put your money on something where, honest to God, Jeff, I don't understand like who's even playing or what the
and 80% of the people that are playing in the 3rd and 4th quarter won't even be on the team. It's amazing.
Yes. They don't even know the playbook. Like, you're asking somebody, imagine like, hey, man, we're going to let this shooting guard go out in the NBA. Honest to God, we don't even know if he can shoot. You're like, oh, awesome. Take him. Take that side. It's one of the things where, to me, it just doesn't make all that much sense, and it's why I don't do it. If I can't control the outcome somewhat, it's like saying, Jeff, baseball game. We're going to have Washington, and we're going to have the Philadelphia Phillies. Or no, let's go with another team. Or the Dodgers. And we're going to release a line today, but we're not going to actually tell you who's pitching in this game. Like, you know what? Love the Dodgers here. Love them.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't do it either. You should play your gangster beats from your old intros. I would, but unfortunately, I don't know what's copyrighted and what's not. Pete Carroll's a pretty sick record, ATS. Good for him. Hope he keeps winning. Did Donnie ever hit the jet ski up? No, he didn't.
We never got
down there. I'm actually going to be down there. I'm leaving. I think I'm going to leave Thursday or Friday. Mm-hmm. So I'll be down there for a while. So maybe we can get Donnie to come down. Donnie, when will you and Duffy be on the same show? It should be called Father Figures. Wow. That's good.
What, saying we're going to school Jeff?
No, I think he just means because you look alike. You and him look alike, which I don't really know that I see, but he says you look like Joe Duffy.
Oh, how about that? All right.
People said that.
And Atlanta, Jeff gets a lead-off double in the top of the 7th inning. Bunt the guy the 3rd, but back-to-back pop-ups, and nobody scores.
Yeah, well, no surprise.
It is what it is. Yeah, no surprises, right? See what happens. Could have had 3 runs already, so oh well.
The Jets will go undefeated in the preseason. Yeah, they probably will. And then they'll lose.
Yeah, Jeff, how about that? What, everybody and their mom was on Tennessee last week?
Yes, I was as well. So, but then Austin Taney, or whatever his name is, he played the whole game. That was it. Dude, the bottom of the Mets or the Braves lineup is possibly the worst in the major league. I mean, really bad. I mean, Danny Santana, Albies, and Swanson. I mean, is Dansby Swanson not one of the worst players in the majors? I mean, not one of them.
Hey, Jeff, who's trying to help you out? He's not one to yell at tonight. Should be yelling at Freddie. Actually, Freddie Freeman does have a base hit, but again, they had a couple chances to score. They should honestly have 3 runs on the board right now. They really should. So,
Donnie, I did want to discuss some things going on in NFL, which we will. I just wanted to get your opinion on one thing, Donnie, and this is something that I think both of us can talk about from a perspective of we're both American at the end of the day, and we both believe the same thing. And I was thinking about this today because obviously everyone and their mother was talking about it. This Charlottesville thing. So you have people that are neo-Nazis. They're clearly, they believe that people should be killed or whatever, or shouldn't be able to live life because they're white or black or Jewish or whatever. We all know the same thing. Did you ever look at that group of people and think to yourself, there's an extreme similarity between them and ISIS? Have you ever looked at that? They recruit people that have really become lost humans in our society. They really recruit out of fear. They hate people because of things they don't believe in. I mean, it's just amazing how we just seem to forget about these people and allow them to just do this. I mean, do you see this? I mean, why am I the only one that sees this?
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, in every part of society, you have the lunatic fringe. I mean, there's the alt-right, that they go down there and march like a bunch of idiots. Then there's the alt-left that just are out there just to create mayhem in the streets. I mean, it's those. You're right. That 1% on each side, which are both stone cold lunatics and should be locked up and the key thrown away. Those dregs on society. There's no place for any of them, honestly. None.
Yeah, it's a sad story because that's a nice little town down there in Charlottesville. Hopefully, crap like that is stopped, stamped out, and
Yeah, you could why don't we just bait and switch these guys, Jeff? Why don't we call a huge KKK rally in Nebraska, put it in the middle of the country, get as many as you can there, and then you have that the alt-right likes to protest them. Make sure they're there, and then we can lock them all up at the same time. We'd have a great society, wouldn't we?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, pretty awesome to see some of these guys on Twitter that that are known white supremacists, and they're crying on camera because they got maced, and it's just like, you fucking sick fuck. I mean, that's karma right there for you, right in your fucking face. Hopefully, you can't ever see again.
It's such a small segment of population on both sides. But the media is in it to make money. CNN, Fox, whoever it is, they eat this up, Jeff. I mean, they absolutely eat this up for ratings and play it up when, oh man, look at that big protest down in Charlottesville. What was there, a couple hundred people? I mean, come on, man. Light on it. Don't even send the cameras down there. Let them have their little march with citronella candles in a field, and they go home and nobody reports it. Does anybody give a damn? You know what I mean? Why put any credence on any of these?
I have to say one thing. I mean, how would you feel to be the Detroit Red Wings and the Tiki Torch? It's like, what did the Tiki Torch people ever do?
Now that's funny, Jeff. I have a back deck. If I go by a Tiki Torch, people are like, yo, look at that. That dude's about to march over there.
Dude, he's a supremacist. But what did the Tiki Torch people ever do? They're just there. And what did the Detroit Red Wings do? How did that become a white supremacist thing?
I have no idea. That actually makes me laugh when I see the Detroit Red Wings have to come out and denounce it. We didn't tell them to use that. I think we know you didn't use it, but it's just kind of funny that they just bust out that the wing and the tire.
I don't get the protesting though. I get these people are assholes, but why give them your time? Well, because they're neo-Nazis. That's why. What do you mean? Why do you give them your time?
Why even pay attention to them?
Because because Donnie, at the end of the day, you or I wouldn't pay them no mind, but there are people on the other side of the realm that they hate them and they want to. It's just like we saw in the civil rights movement. I mean, Martin Luther King. I think most of the protesters there on Saturday were nonviolent. I don't think the goal was to become violent. I think
the problem is
Donnie,
again, you can blame a lot on the police down there in the country. Like whether I like it or not, or you like it or not, you wouldn't support if you support Kaepernick and you support Marshawn Lynch sitting down. You have to then again support free speech on the other thing. If they have a permit to march, just let them go have their march. Why even go down there because they have their own little circle, on the street. I mean, who cares?
Well, because the counter protest
side of town because the counter protest then riles it up because they're not going there to street fight and swing on people and do all that. But the counter protest aggravates, which again leads me to the police department. Why do you have any of these groups 300 yards close to each other? Just let them have their dumb KKK rally around a tree in the middle of a field. And their permit expires at midnight, and you just get them out of town and be done with it. You don't have to have this.
Well, because but I would agree with everyone else. There's no place for this in this country. I don't have a problem, marching for you don't agree with abortion or something like that. I understand those are rights that I think can be properly discussed. But when you're marching because you're a neo-Nazi in this country. You had people at that rally that had 82nd Airborne hats on doing the Nazi salute. I mean, where's the hypocrisy there? And that's where I fully believe that you should be able to go and counter protest because, Donnie, this is no place in this country. They shouldn't even be allowed to protest. There shouldn't be this free speech shit. There needs to be some sort of this.
That's what makes whether or not you agree, it's what makes the country phenomenal. Like in other countries, you don't even have any speech at all. If you say, hey, man,
no offense,
the president doesn't have I don't like the president's shoes, they chop your head off in some countries,
Yeah, I mean, no offense. I think these people should be thrown in. They should be the ones thrown into some kind of
saying yes. Like I have the perfect storm, Jeff. Get the alt left and the alt right together in the same spot, and we can just do away with them all at once and live in peace and happiness everywhere. I would love it. I really would.
Yeah. And then the last thing I'll say on this is amazing. The sheer again, I use the word hypocrisy between these people. I actually saw two guys I don't know if you saw it today on the news, Donnie. They were outside the courthouse for the kid that ran the car into all those people.
Who was? The protesters?
There were two protesters that I guess were friends of this guy. Yeah. They were actually outside discussing that this guy did nothing wrong. The city was to blame for this because they actually allowed him to drive his car down the street and actually allowed him to do this. And I mean, so they made him get into the car and drive it into people and kill them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get into that because if that was someone, I'm not even going to get into it because it'll start a whole big problem. But we all know what that would be called in Syria if that happened. If that happened here, though, just a guy ran his car. That's all that happened here. Nothing going on here. Rockies are threatening. Yep, we're aware. Thanks, Vitalis. Appreciate it. Vitalis, why are you on here? I thought you didn't like me, Vitalis. What are you on here for?
He's in.
Vitalis is our friend now. Shut down social media, recording anything, and watch nobody do the shit they're doing. Yeah, well, social media.
Big platform. Yeah, people, I mean, there's people from all sides, You have the whole George Soros crew that is paid to go down there and agitate. You have the whole knucklehead KKKs down there that's, going to agitate. And I'm telling you, it would have been perfect if they just brought in massive buses. Everybody's going to meet in Charlottesville. Awesome. Boom. Jail. See ya. See ya. Get off the streets.
Yeah.
Set the mousetrap, man. I love it. I'll set that mousetrap, and we'll be a much better society here for sure.
Baltimore 2-1. Beautiful. Baltimore gets another run. Hopefully, let's just get a run an inning. That would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect.
That's on pace. Yes.
For the first 5 innings. That's all I need. Donnie, I have a weird feeling this Atlanta game is going to fuck us on our parlay. But
no,
we'll
I think we're going to be good on. The only problem is now you're going to get into the bullpen, which again might not be a bad thing, right? Because Bettis was just lights out up here. But when you get back to the crux of it, Jeff, Atlanta should have 3 runs now. So you know it's coming when you blow those good chances like that.
Yeah, and a team like Atlanta can't really blow those. So it is what it is. Be great if there was a hot blonde chiming in here and there with her opinions. Donnie, what did I say about that? I agree.
I have to go up and get my wife?
No, I just meant in general. I think once in a while it'd be fun to have a chick on here. Big Man, have you dabbled into the Champions League tomorrow? Yes, we did a video earlier on it. It's on SBR's YouTube, but I'm only on one game. Liverpool Hoffenheim. Both teams to score in the over 2.5. That's what I'm on. Yeah, Deb could come on. She's pretty attractive and blonde from SBR. We could have her on. Donnie, let's get into Ezekiel Elliott. I wanted to talk a little bit more about this.
Yep.
So there's been some info moving around here on the internet about some things that have come out about what's this girl's name? Tiffany Thompson. There we go. Some voicemails and texts that have come out that really have kind of shed light on this girl, and she seems like kind of a psychopath from what I'm seeing here. And again, we have talked about him and how it's not so much if he did do anything criminally wrong, but it's the situation and him just being in bad situations. But Donnie, have you read some of these texts?
No, I haven't. I've gotten the gist of it because I don't like where this is now about to go, but go ahead, get into it.
I mean, you read some of these texts by her, and again, this was reported, I guess Ezekiel Elliott broke up with her. She texted him several different things. After being told Elliott didn't want her at his house on July 21st, didn't want her coming out with him, Thompson responded with, "Okay, this is what you want? Okay, then. I'm going to ruin your life. You'll see. If I was you, I wouldn't go out tonight." Another text. After being told she couldn't come to his birthday party. "That's the worst decision you've ever made in your life. I'm going to ruin your life now. Your career's over." Screaming. She's calling police. Then she said, "You're a black male athlete. I'm a white girl. They're not going to believe you." Comes off as a bit of a psychopath. I've seen her pictures. Attractive woman, but not someone that I would, again, I don't think it matters how attractive or whatever she is. She's a psychopath. Reports also detailed that on September 5th, 2016, between 2:39 a.m. and 10 o'clock a.m., she called him approximately 50 times, and many from a block number. Psychopath, Donnie. Psychopath here.
No, you're right about that. And then he went on a week, spree of beating the hell out of her for a couple of days. But I mean, that's besides the point. There's a pattern behind it, and they're probably both psychos together. But just because the girl's psycho, you don't just beat her down repeatedly over weeks' time. And it all gets back to the point, Jeff, which I always like to say: the NFL is not in the business of just making up suspensions and suspending people. If you think Tom Brady wasn't a part of Deflategate, then you think O.J. Simpson didn't do anything either. If you think the NFL is going to go out in their biggest game of the year to open the season, a Sunday night game, New York versus the Cowboys, a huge ratings bonanza with one of the best stars in the game, that they're just going to take them out of that just because they think it's funny.
Right.
They're not in the business for that at all. And I don't want to hear that, nobody pressed charges or did anything like that. I mean, let's be real on that. They're not going to press charges either way if something is amiss and it's just her word versus their word. The cops have much better things to do than, just work it out over the side. But the NFL is an employer, and they work at a completely different ground.
And Donnie, unfortunately, life is tough sometimes. Sometimes you're made to be the scapegoat. And the NFL, unfortunately, has made bad decisions with not suspending people, with suspending people. Unfortunately, they have to drop the hammer, and he seems to have to be that guy. This has got to be the comment of the night. Amazing comment here, JD, and I can't believe you're actually serious with this comment. He set himself up by even dealing with her. Hopefully he learns from his experience. What experience? Any girl can go out and do whatever she wants to a guy, and there's no fucking problem with it. Any girl can say, "I raped her." I might not even have hanged out with her. It doesn't matter. Unfortunately, in this country, when you do something with a girl, your name is dragged through the mud, regardless if you did it or not. It doesn't matter. It was said that I did it. It doesn't matter that I didn't do it. It was said I may have done it. And this girl at the end of the day is a psychopath. Do you read, have you dealt with women? I mean, you can't actually believe it's his fault here. I mean, look, did he maybe hit her? Yeah, he possibly did. I don't know. But if he didn't, and this girl was just a psychopath.
He did.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe he did. And again, we've talked about that. But some of this shit, I mean, you're a black male athlete. I'm a white girl. They're not going to believe you. She claimed many different times, I'm going to ruin your life. You better be smart, not be dumb.
Yeah, because, I mean, again, she's probably a little bit off her rocker. And you know when people get scorned, Jeff, especially from their boyfriend who's probably going pro, and maybe there was even physical confrontations before, and now she's just saying, oh, you're going to leave me now? Watch what I do to you now. I mean, People say the stupidest things. And, again, that's why there's no criminal charges. But the NFL sometimes has much better detectives, quote unquote, than the police force does with their, retired FBI guys to get to the bottom of it and say, like, what really happened here? And there was some cause. And again, it all dates back to Ray Rice. They mishandled it there. And again, let's go to Jerry Jones down there, Jeff. This old piece of you-know-what is down there getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. When his team gets suspended more than any other, he has the worst human beings in the NFL on his team. Why? He wants one more title. The same guy, Jeff, that takes Greg Hardy, who damn near killed a woman, paid her off and made her disappear, goes down there, and Jerry's talking in press conference like, boy, man, he's one of those guys I would love to have a captain. I love his fire. He should be a captain of this team. And then you got Two-Face down there, Two-Face, Jason Witten, who runs campaigns nonstop for a decade on, don't be a domestic violence person. We don't put up with that. We're not going to do domestic violence. When you got wife beaters all over that team now, so what's he stand up for? Dallas is the biggest crock of shit in the NFL for what they stand for overall. Hey, come out and say it. We're going to be like the Bengals. We don't give a shit. We want to win. Deal with it. Our fans will put up with it. That's fine. But don't be some two-headed organization down there that just turns your back when it's good for you and takes the monsters of the league and puts them on your team and has Jerry Jones going, hey, man, I reviewed it myself. He didn't do anything. Oh, yeah, 6-game suspension. Jerry Jones has his head up his ass, straight up. Head up his ass.
And then they tweet out that he's furious about this decision. And
he's an ass. He's an ass, man. He's an ass.
He's always has been and always will be. The Ringer wrote an article, Donnie. Let me hear your thoughts on this. Can Roger Goodell survive without Jerry Jones?
Yes, he can. Absolutely.
Yeah, because he does Robert Kraft, and that'll always be good for the NFL, won't it? Yeah, no, look, I mean, it's not only Ezekiel Elliott, it's Greg Hardy. It's, again, you drafted a guy in Lyle Collins who was in the middle of a murder investigation, which
yeah, exactly. There you go. Ahead. Yes.
I mean, again, I can point out and say he didn't do it, but he was still a suspect in that. Probably not the best situation to be involved with. You look at over the years, Michael Irvin with his drug use. Randy Gregory's been involved with drugs multiple times.
Go back in the history of Randy Gregory back in Nebraska and ask what type of nice guy he was. And Jerry's like, boy, if we can get after that quarterback, man, we'll take him and we'll coach him up and we'll love him up. Yeah, congratulations on that one. I don't even know if he's going to play.
And you know what's funny? You've watched Ballers, right? You've been watching that?
Absolutely, yeah.
The storyline is absolutely typical to Dallas. I mean, with the Vernon Littlefield thing, I mean, it's the same situation. Did you watch last night's episode? I
did watch it. Yes, I did.
That Shooter McGavin character is literally Jerry Jones. It's like, well, I like the kid, I'll give him a shot, it's whatever, at least in the show, they're a little bit more serious about it. But where are we at here? Someone of his stature needs to make better choices, big man. Look, I mean, he's not the first person to make a bad decision with a woman in the NFL or the NBA or whatever, and he sure won't be the last either. Donnie, can we get another Jerry Jones impersonation?
Yeah, boy, I would like me some glory hole.
What's the name of that intern over there? Get her in here. Grab me another scotch.
Boy, these them Dallas Cowboys out here. I mean, come on, man. Like, yeah, Tony Romo was like Mr. Nice Guy. You have Jason Witten, model citizen out here. And then you just have like the goon squad out there on half the other team. And Jerry Jones, I would like to give him a pass a lot. But the fact that is they couldn't sack the quarterback, Jeff, and they took a chance on him, which is hilarious. And the dude was, and it turns out, late to meetings, yelling at coaches. I mean, you saw the Giants game, right? Where the coach is trying to coach and he just pounds like the little clipboard out of the coach's hand. And the best part about it, Jeff, is the head coach can't do a goddamn thing about it because he has no control over that football team. How would you like to have a maniac running wild in your team and disrupting everything, and you can't even discipline him because, Jared will fire me if I discipline him?
And, I mean, not for nothing. I mean, I'm just going to say this, but I think, boom, winner, 7-1, baby. Baltimore. Boom.
7 already? Woo!
Grand Slam, Manny Machado. That's how we like to do it. Team Toto is a fucking winner, motherfucker. How about that?
Another one. That looks like that's going to be one of those games coming in. Hey, we're going to have to start hedging soon a little bit, maybe, Jeff.
Winner.
Things are looking up right now.
I know. I'm looking. I might just let it ride, cuz. But Donnie, you know what? At the end of the day, Ezekiel can use this crap and say that she would, we get it. I mean, she was a psychopath. But Donnie, I hate to say it, you're not going to be able to prove if he hit her or not. You're never going to prove that. Never. Because
yeah, but it doesn't matter. Stigma's on him. He's every city he goes to now, you're just going to wear a wife beater. Like you beat your wife.
What I'm saying is, if he thinks, from what I understand, he's going to use the angle that she was harassing him.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Yep, good you put that up because I forgot about that. The very first thing, here's where it's going to come out now. The Dallas Cowboys and their lawyers are going to throw their weight and try to smash this girl at every opportunity. It's going to be awesome to watch at the backlash that the Cowboys are going to get now. It's going to be awesome.
And again, if he thinks he's going to use that, I mean, look, she's not going to cave. Clearly, she's a psycho. She's not going to come out and say, "Well, he didn't hit me." Now I was making that up. She's not going to do that. So, and they were the only two in that room. So he's not going to get his suspension dropped. I don't understand why people would think that. He's the scapegoat here, unfortunately. And, he should. He should. Maybe next time he won't do stupid things like this. And again, let's stop acting like he's a gift and he doesn't do anything wrong and he was just got by a girl that was a psycho. This guy's had multiple run-ins, multiple negative run-ins that as an athlete you can't have. So boo-hoo-hoo, move on, get over yourself. And it has nothing to do with him being a Cowboy. If he played for the fucking Kansas City Chiefs or the Seattle Seahawks, I would say the same thing. He's a fuckhead, and he deserves a 4 to 6 game suspension. If it was my choice, I'd kick him off my fucking team. I don't want him anywhere near my team. I don't care how good he is.
Yeah.
Do you think he goes to court in his crop top? They're going to reduce his games. No. He'll be clean.
He's not going to court, by the way. So it's not in the court system. Yeah.
Right. I rented first season Ballers on Redbox. I didn't like the first season. The show's gotten better, but again, I'm not a big fan of the half-an-hour show. Entourage did the same thing, and I didn't like it there, and I don't like it here. But
it's mindless. It's mindless entertainment for me. I don't mind it late at night. It's cool.
And you said you did watch the episode last night, Donnie?
I did watch it, yes.
Did that not remind you when they were sitting in the car deciding what they were going to do next? Did you think to yourself, wow, this is quite the presidential speech from The Rock? He might use this as kind of a foreshadowing to his presidential run, maybe. I'm going to go out.
And then cursing and throwing the phone out the window?
Yeah, and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want because I want to be the guy sitting at the desk.
Yeah.
It's kind of foreshadowing in a way. You don't have to worry about him against your Broncos. Yeah, good point. So good. We have a winning night here, Donnie. We got the parlay to root in here. I'm feeling pretty good about this parlay, Donnie. I got to tell you.
Yeah, no, I mean, to keep people in the loop, it was let's see who's already. We had Toronto plus 1.5 that crossed the finish line.
We have Atlanta plus 1.5
money line. We have Atlanta plus 1.5 in this parlay. We have Texas money line I think Texas money line tonight. Yep, 6-2. That one looks good. In the late games, we have Baltimore money line. We don't have Oakland attached to this. They're down 2-1, so that's good. So I mean, it might be legitimate here, man.
No, it's getting fun. And again, I'm not hedging. I barely played.
No, it's actually. I mean, hey, I have a client play on Atlanta, so I would love to see them win 1-0. But scenario, I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I want to win I have a straight wager on it too. But if it's the bottom of the ninth, Jeff, and somebody had walked off with a solo blast on the Rockies, you're going to get too upset by that?
No.
Nope.
By the way, I saw someone earlier tweet about Florida. Look, keep betting Michigan. All you public, keep betting Michigan. Donnie, we're going to bet Florida in that game, and we're going to make money.
Yeah, I'll be on. I don't bet premium plays, but I like to fade the public in September, and I love that spot. The same way I love the Dallas Cowboys week 1 as well. Same premise.
Yeah, and again, we're not getting greasy with parlays. We're betting parlays that have amazing payouts. We're not throwing darts on, minus 300 favorites with a 240 favorite.
Yeah,
we're not doing that. We're betting 5-game parlays with underdogs and really taking shots.
Yeah, it's not even that much either. A half unit pays $658 on that parlay. So I mean,
if we weren't on this show right now, no one would know we ever had these plays. We don't give these out to customers. We don't,
No.
We personally have bankrolls where we want to bet a little bit on parlays. So
do a little thing on the side, got nothing to do. We'll be on the show. We had a couple nice situations we were looking at. And again, it might blow up and something ridiculous happens and the Rockies hit a 3-run home run. I mean, we've seen it all happen. So, and
I can't remember the last time that I bet a 5-team parlay, but
that's actually a record for me. I hit a 3-teamer last week, just messing around on little payout like that. But I was like, Jeff, let's go 5 teams tonight. Bang.
And I was, we were here, just talking, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to put this in too. Donnie, last thing that I wanted to ask you, in football, usually you have, if a guy's not happy with his contract, he holds out, right? And usually they fix it to where he plays anyway.
Yeah.
In Europe,
he's good. Yep.
In Europe, in like soccer, they can just say they don't want to play and they don't play.
Like they just sit it out and it doesn't have any ramifications. Like, well, we got you under contract for 3 more years.
They just say, I'm not playing. I don't want to play.
Jeez.
It's amazing, isn't it? Like Diego Costa, he plays for Chelsea. He's just, I don't want to play. So I'm just not going to play. It's amazing. Zach Jones is in here. Zach, better late than never, I guess they can say. Welcome in. If anyone has questions, we'll take 5-10 minutes here, answer some questions. If anyone has any questions about anything, football, basketball, life, whatever you want, we like to always wrap it up with a couple questions. Feel free to send those in. Big man, what do you think about that McGregor sparring video? Well, it's sparring, so I don't really care too much about it.
It did make me laugh that he dropped Malignaggi, just because I know how mad Malignaggi and they actually don't like each other. It actually made me laugh. But again, if you know anything about boxing and you come into it with sparring, the guy sparring with you, the whole point of it is for you to get work in. It's not for the sparring partner to drop you. You know what I mean? Like like when you're sparring with a boxer getting him ready for a fight, Jeff, are you unleashing bombs on that guy? That's not your job. I think it's your job to put work in for the guy.
Well, I got to tell you, I think this is really good stuff by Conor, because what this is doing is when he loses to Floyd Mayweather Jr., him and Paulie will fight. Paulie will come out of retirement and fight him. That's what will happen. I already know.
In front of 100 people?
No, 100 people. Paulie fought. Dude, you can laugh all you want.
Who would pay for a Paulie Malignaggi fight versus Conor after he gets beat? Nobody.
It doesn't matter. It'll make money either way.
You would watch it?
Of course I would watch it.
I won't watch it.
I watch every fight anyway. They'll throw it on, PBC and on regular TV, and it'll make money because that's just what happens. Paulie Malignaggi is one of the toughest fighters I've ever seen. So, I wouldn't laugh at him just yet. I mean, he's had a great career.
And he floored him.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It'd be cool to see. Big Man on Campus. Well, Jon Snow. I don't know who the fuck Jon Snow is.
I think that's a reference from the Dragon Show.
Oh, that dumb show. Yeah, funny thing. Funny you mentioned that. I actually there was like a timeout in the Yankees game. It was like an innings thing, and I turned that on for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, I'm going to sit here for 5 minutes and see what this is all about. And clearly doesn't really justify the show, but I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, what is this? Like, who would watch this? Like, have you ever done that? Just looked at it and watched it? No, there wasn't any.
No, I always get back to the point, Jeff, is I don't like that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really get that, like the whole dragons and, but again, a lot of people like it, so I guess I can't really knock it, I
think Mixon has the best rookie year, but any chance to give him rookie of the year? No, and behind that offensive line, I don't think he's gonna he'll have a good year, but I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be the rookie of the year. I go Leonard Fournette or Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, how about Leonard Fournette's comments? Yeah, man, NFL is really slow. Boy, come on. What are you doing?
Amber Rose or Lala? Tough choice. I would take both of them. Yeah, I'm not on that game, Quarbog, Copenhagen. BMOC, personality or looks? Looks. I love
Blackman is amazing. He finally gets a fucking big hit.
I love bitchy women, so that personality isn't too much to me. Big Men on Campus, who would be in your big three team? Great question, Donnie. How about that? Is that active players or not active, and do they have to be alive?
For what?
That's a great question. Who would your big three team be? Robinson, give me more rules for that. Is that living players? Is that active? What is that? Who's in Vegas next week? Yes, Zach will be in Vegas. So if anyone's in Vegas, let him know. He'd love to meet you. Where are we at here? Blackman triple. Blackman did a triple, Donnie?
Yeah, leadoff triple. Yeah, about time. He was terrible tonight. He's going to get a hit sooner or later, and hopefully they can just keep it to one here. Yeah.
Yeah, Rex Brothers is in, so that's probably not a good thing here. Where would you rack Hacksaw Ridge in your war movies, Donnie?
Yeah, not top of my list. It was okay. I liked it. I actually watched it for the first time the other night. Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to watch that. Does playing fantasy football and gambling mix well or cause cold feet? I don't really play it. I just do it for fun.
I like it. No, it doesn't cause cold feet.
They'd have to be alive and not under NBA contract. All right. I'll go shit. I would go Shaq as my big man. I'd go Rafer Alston and shit. Who would be my third?
And the professor.
Nah, he'd be close.
Escalade.
Escalade's dead. My wing would be Del Curry. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. That's a great question. I'll have my team tomorrow for you, Robinson. Let me think about that, and I'll have my team tomorrow. Donnie, anything else tonight?
No, we're good. We'll watch these games finish up, and hopefully not too much damage here in the Rockies game. Keep that parlay alive.
Yeah, hopefully. Skip to my Lou. Yeah, yep. Skip to my Lou's my man. Definitely. All right, everyone have a great night. We appreciate it. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the show tonight. If you haven't hit the like button, please do that. Hit the like button. We'd love to hear from you. We'll be back tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern, breaking down the baseball, MLB baseball. We'll break down the entire card at 12:30. And that's it for tonight. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.